Greetings, R. Frederick Riddle here with another episode of Becoming a Published Author is Fun. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, check out episode 8. This is episode 2522. And we're giving you today a introduction, an introduction to AI bots. This is something that I'm still in the process of investigating and trying to put together some additional information about AI or artificial intelligence. And the idea of looking at AI bots, their time seems to have come. And you see more and more tutorials, all sorts of things out there, opportunities that you can use to create your own AI bot. So let's take a look at this. This may end up being a short episode today, but I want to get this out because I want to wet your lips a little bit, because in the future I will do one much more in depth. It may even take more than one to do that. But what we're talking about is you can create a Facebook bot. You can also do an Instagram bot, and you can do them for just about any of the platforms. So I'm going to be in the future looking at these two in particular, a Facebook bot and an Instagram bot. Now, one of the things is that you can go into Facebook and create your own bot. You can do that. You can also do that with Instagram. And this is something, like I said, I'm doing some investigating in this, and I will report back as once I get it all together. But the thing is that I've already discovered some things about this that are really exciting, and this is that this can help you in a variety of ways. I'm going to get into them a little bit down here, where we talk about unlimited ways. And in my opinion, I haven't found any limits so far of how they can help you. So let's do another review here. Chat GPT. They have their own. And if you're a member there or you like their thing, you can do that. I'm looking at another one, which is an AI bot generator, and it's free. And so I'm looking at, I love the word free. And so that is something that I'm going to be looking at and checking out and seeing how good this is something that I can recommend or whatever. But I want to spend some time on this last part here, the purpose of the AI bot. Generally speaking, you can use it either for internal or external use. I'm going to be focusing on the internal. I do not use AI to write my books. Now, I can recommend things. I can use AI to recommend things and so forth. But even to maybe find research material. But you have to be very, very careful there, because AI, I've mentioned this in the past, is amoral. It has no morals, neither good nor bad. It doesn't have any. It's not a person. What it does is it goes, and if it doesn't find what you're looking for, it will create it. So that's what you got to be careful about. Make sure you give the right guidelines and so forth. But so I want to focus primarily on the marketing aspect. Although, like I said, I haven't found anything that limits it. So I could use this theoretically. I haven't looked into it yet. I'm a publisher. So maybe there's some new technologies out there that I can use or something like this. At the very least, an AI bot could make me aware of them. An AI bot might give me some basic instructions on that. And so, and then there's other things as well. But marketing is the one thing that that really intrigues me. Because if you're anything like me, you weren't born with a marketing brain. Some people are. They can market things. I mean, they see something, they can immediately see how they can market that. Now, sometimes that comes from a long-term process of education and so forth. Sometimes they just seem to have it from childhood on up. They were born with it. So we can be taught. we can learn. And where this is what the AI bot is, it's a learning tool. It's a something that really is part of the robotic industry. In my perspective, they are trying to create more and more advanced robots, humanoids, and they're trying to give them the ability to grow, to expand, to learn, and that is something that has only been. I only just I remember reading about that. So I've been down here in Florida now for about 16 years or so, and within that time frame, I remember them experimenting with AI for robots to, and they discovered how this they developed this a learning part of, for lack of a better word, the brain of a robot. And so they learned to be able to teach. Back then it was very, very basic, maybe just how to walk or how to move a hand or something like that. But now they're getting out there that they can do so many different functions. We have robots out there that are commercially available that can do different things. And the goal, of course, is to have a robot or a humanoid, whichever way you want to call it, that can do things that we humans do. Now, they're never going to get to the point where it actually absolutely can replace a human. One reason, and the most important reason, human beings can communicate to God. A robot can't. A robot might be able to acknowledge the existence of God, but it cannot truly communicate with God. God doesn't come in and possess them. They don't have a soul. You have a soul. And so that is something that is definitely different and uniquely human. And so only human beings can become members of the family of God, become children of God. And so the thing is, robots cannot replace that. But they can do so many other things. They make our jobs easier, make them faster, better, and so forth. So marketing is one aspect of that. So one of the things that you run into marketing is, well, how best to do something? How best to market my product on Facebook? How best to market my product on Instagram? And that is something that we all tend, if you're an author, you tend to have to face, whether you do the marketing or hire somebody to do the marketing. And so there are questions. And I've seen where the demonstrations of this. One person has demonstrated using real estate. But there's different areas, industries that can benefit. And I believe that we as authors can definitely benefit from having a bot that will be able to instruct us, to tell us what to do, or even create a ad material. Write for me an ad for this. Then you list your product, the different advantages, and maybe even some disadvantages, as much description as you can get, and then turn it over to your bot, and they'll come back and write for you an ad. And that is one of the goals that I'm focusing on. And when I'm going to be reporting on it later on, I'm going to try to give you not only details of how you can go about creating it, but how you can use it. And this is going to be very fresh material, and it's going to make its way right into my course, because I'm doing this for the course as well as for this podcast. So the thing is, marketing is something that you and I, whether you want to be or not, you are going to be marketing your book. It's as old as the first person who ever wrote a book and to sell. You need to have, you need to market it. Now, if you're a very important person, your traditional will market your book for you. You still might end up doing some of it, like they'll take advantage of the fact that you are a very important person. They'll have you meet people, meet and greet, do author signings and so forth. A bot can do I would imagine, I haven't looked into that part yet, but as far as marketing goes, I can see them doing a book tour. And so of sorts, if not doing it themselves, they can instruct you how to do it, where to look, who to talk to, who are the best sources. And these are things that we as authors can benefit from. So I realize I'm not giving you a lot of technical information today, and that's because I don't want to give you information today that I'm going to have to turn around and correct tomorrow because I didn't get the full picture, or maybe I made a mistake, or maybe they made some changes. I want to do a thorough job. I want to do it soon, but I want to do a job that really impacts you as an author so that you can market your book better, more efficiently than ever before. What about writing? Now, I don't use AI to actually write my story, but can I use it for other things, like research? I think that's true. You can. However, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. You need to be very, very careful when you're using your AI for research. Like I said at the beginning, it's amoral. It will create stuff. If it can't find it, it will create it, and it will. And so it's, or they'll steal it from some other area, and that can get you in a load of problems. As a publisher, that is one of the things I have to watch out for. As a publishers all across the medium here, it has to have to watch that, and they're starting to ask questions, and that's something I'm paying attention to. What questions do I need to ask to find out about the use of AI? And think of this: I can use an AI to tell me what questions to ask about AI. And so that's something that is very, very important for us, because if you write a book out there, first of all, there's the pride issue. How can you look in the mirror and say, I wrote that book when you didn't? AI wrote it for you. You might be able to say, well, AI wrote it, but I edited it. Okay, put yourself down as the editor. But don't say you wrote something that your AI bot wrote for you. That's not being honest to yourself, let alone to your customers. AI bot can imitate you to the T. Imitation is not the same thing as the real thing. So I would stay away from that if I was you. But using AI to assist you. Now even there you got to be careful. One of the questions that is asked by publishers is, did you use AI assistance? And if you say yes, then they may have restrictions on you or this and that. So the thing is, if you use AI as an assistant, I would recommend that you be very careful. You follow up. If they give you a resource, don't go with their information. Treat that as them telling you, this is available to you. Go check it out. And then go to that site that they've told you about, or your bots told you about, and then find out. And in that case, I believe that's, I wouldn't even call that AI assistance. That is more or less of a AI pointing you in different directions, and then you go in and do the research. And if you're doing the research, then you're not using AI. That's my opinion, and both as an author and as a publisher. But you have to. But if they quiz you on it, you be honest with them and tell them, yeah, I did use it for this, this, and this. But try to be as honest as you can, without how do you say this? Be honest. First of all, that's not only the best policy; it's the only policy we should follow. But the other thing is, if you're going to be honest, make sure that the person or the bot on the other end that is listening to you gets the full story. Because if you just say, yeah, I used assisted AI, they might assume a lot of different things about you that are not true. So I would tell you to try to, if it's possible, well, I don't know who you're using for a publisher, but if they ask you that question and then you say and you click it, it might take you to some other page and you can go through there and see what kind of questions they ask. And so they may even tell you if you did this, this, or this, you're not really using an assistant. You can go back and uncheck it. So just be careful. I don't want you getting any kind of legal troubles. But marketing is an area that we need. We always need help in it. The market is constantly changing. The market is where you're going to spend your time. Now you can hire it out, and that's okay. But if you might want to ask them, do you use AI in your marketing? And if you do, how do you do it? How do you use it? And so forth. Give me examples, things of this nature. Find out what you're getting. And if they're any good, they're going to be willing to do that. And then you check it out and see if it fits in with your understanding of how you want to use AI. If they're using AI as a tool to help you in marketing, it probably is pretty good. And so, but you might want to even say, I want to be able to have final authority if they offer that. But at the same time, you can always hire, and not only hire, but you can always fire. So just keep, if you do that and get a marketer who uses AI, watch it carefully. Watch the ads and see what they're saying, what they're doing, and make sure that there's no possibility of being wrong. Now, I'm going to give you an example. It's not AI, but this was in the packaging actually of a product. I recently started using a product. Well, the product had a picture on it. It didn't have any instructions on it, on the box, or inside. It just had a picture. Now, what would you do if you saw that picture? If you're like me, you would assume that picture is showing you how it's supposed to appear when it's properly put together. But that wasn't right. When I went to do it the way they were showing, it did not work. But when I reversed it and did it just the opposite of what they said or was showing, it worked perfectly. Now, that was a miscommunication between the manufacturer and the marketer. Obviously, they must have hired somebody to market their product, and they posed the product in such a way that it looks like that, and they didn't bother to find out how to actually do it. So you want to make sure that the marketing, if you hire somebody, they're actually doing it the way you want to do it. Whether you use AI or not, that's always a good policy. Check what they're doing against what you want them to do. And if they're not doing it the way you want to, make sure you get back to them and say, no, 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 I don't want it that way. And again, if they're any good, they want your approval. They want to reflect you because they want to be a long-term resource for you. But AI and marketing is something that I think the time has come, and we need to take a closer look at it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Not immediately. I'm going to take some time. I want to do my research and find out. I've got my own personal resources that I can follow up with, and that's what I'm going to do, so that I can come back and be able to promote this aspect of it, tell you about it, what you can do as a do-it-yourselfer, and also I want to be able to have it for my students, so that when they get to that point of using AI, it will be a working tool that they can use, and be, maybe even I might even create a generator of my own. I don't know. At this point in time, I don't know. The idea has occurred to me, obviously, and it's something that might be of value. A lot of people are doing it, and so either that or I could see one out there that I like and maybe line up with them and see about some kind of special deal or something like that. So that's something that AI is so very, very important. But you got to be careful, folks. I've said it so many times, you're probably getting tired of hearing me say it. But you got to be careful so that when you're using AI, you don't violate any kind of laws, practices, good practices, or anything like this. You want it to be an effective tool that you can use not only free of charge, if that's possible, but also free of any bad consequences. Well, that's it for today. I hope this has been somewhat informative to you. I wanted to do this today so you could see what's coming down the road. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. And so I'm hoping that you will uh, tune in when I do that and watch that particular video. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.